It's Alex Salmond.
Yeah, Jane, we're in the beautiful North Aberdeenshire sunshine, a bit bracing, but as you say, I'm with a man who doesn't care about the weather today because he's an MP again. And in your wildest dreams, do you think you'd be one of 56 SNP?
Well, certainly my wildest dreams, but I don't think I would have allowed myself to forecast that. It's an extraordinary performance, and unparalleled. I can't actually think of in a democratic electoral system a landslide like it. It's an amazing achievement, Nicola Sturgeon's achievement for her performance during the election campaign, but the achievement of all these SNP activists, the length and breadth for the country, who made such a victory possible.
And does a little bit of you think, if I'd have hung on in there as First Minister and leader, this could have been all my glory? Are you happy that Nicola Sturgeon's taking the plaudits? She's not even an MP.
No, I had a fair share of glory in my time as First Minister. I mean, in 2011 we managed to get 46% of the vote, and that then was seen as a huge landslide, an absolute majority in a PR system. This time Nicola's got over 50% of the vote, which is even more amazing. But everything has its time, and I had my time as First Minister, and of course the political opportunity that the SNP has seized really depended on having that change of that leadership, because somebody has to take, when you get beat, as we got beat in the referendum, somebody has to take responsibility. That's the right thing to do, and therefore we cleared the ground in order to make this latest advance.
Have you overplayed your hand, though? I mean, all through this, Nicola Sturgeon was saying, Ed Miliband's going to have to form some kind of arrangement with us. We're going to get him over the line. And you've been outflanked. The Tories are in with a majority. They don't care whether you say they're going to join anybody because it doesn't matter. They don't need you.
Well, two things. I mean, Nicola Sturgeon's not responsible for the failure of Ed Miliband and the Labour Party to win seats in England. I mean, losing the Shadow Chancellor was a tad careless, and of course that does mean, because of the Labour Party's failure, we face another term of Tory government. But I don't think the ground is secure under Mr Cameron's feet. I mean, one of the great things about being an experienced politician is you remember things, and in 1992 a Prime Minister called John Major was elected with 14 million votes, 42% of the vote, and had a much bigger majority than David Cameron has. He had a majority of 21. Within 6 months his government had run into the rocks of Europe. And he was flailing, and they were in total disarray. So I think David Cameron, with a much smaller majority, facing a range of difficult challenges, like Europe, like English votes for English laws, like his continuing campaign against the poor and the dispossessed and the disabled, is going to run into severe difficulty. So I don't think the ground is solid under Mr Cameron's feet, and I think there'll be huge opportunities for that massive group of Scottish National Party MPs to make the political weather in Westminster.
Is he going to face another push for Scottish independence?
Well, Nicola Sturgeon pointed out that this was not a mandate for independence or for an independence referendum, and that's the sort of thing that's decided at Scottish elections nowadays. What it is a mandate for is for us to do our best to shift the UK Parliament away from austerity towards progressive politics. And although the Tories have an absolute majority now, that's going to erode and change within, well, not even within years, I suspect within months. So there will be parliamentary opportunities. There will be opportunities to make that voice, that cry of the heart from Scotland heard loud and clear. And I think many, many millions of people south of the border will be cheering on this new SNP group.
Now, Nicola Sturgeon, of course, is the leader of the party. She's not an MP. You will de facto be the leader in the Houses of Parliament. What are you going to do? How are you going to get Scotland's voice heard?
I'm not sure what de facto means in this context. Nicola Sturgeon's First Minister of Scotland. She's leader of the SNP. She sets the strategy. When I was First Minister, I led the SNP.
Yeah, but you're going to have to implement it. You're the man on the spot, aren't you?
Well, believe me, Nicola Sturgeon will lead the Scottish National Party, and Angus Robertson's leader of the SNP group. I'll be delighted to serve under Angus Robertson. He's a fine man. I've known him for many, many years. In fact, his first political task was helping me win Banff and Buchan here in the northeast of Scotland. So that, look, when you've been First Minister of Scotland, you're not really interested in political titles, and we've done that bit. What you're interested in is being part of a group which is going to try and further the interests of Scotland, certainly, try and deliver for Scotland the promises, the commitments, the vow that was made to us last September. We have majority support in the country for that, but also to try and push forward a more progressive agenda. People in England, disappointed with the Tories getting back in, how much they would have wanted to have a leader of the Labour Party to deploy the arguments with the skill, the conviction and the courage that Nicola Sturgeon so demonstrated in the campaign. I mean, if Ed Miliband had found it within himself to do that, he wouldn't be in the rather sorry resignation position he's in today.
Alex Salmond, thank you very much. Enjoy your time in Westminster. I'm sure nobody will not know that Alex Salmond is back